Brought to you by Penguin.
Les Misérables by Victor Hugo. Read by Adeel Akhtar, Emma Fielding, Natalie Simpson, Adrian Scarborough, and John Owen-Jones.
Both for ease of listening and because it contains details of the plot, we've placed the introduction to this Penguin classic at the end of the audiobook.
Les Misérables. As long as through the workings of law and customs there exists a damnation by society artificially creating hells in the very midst of civilization and complicating destiny, which is divine with a man-made fate, as long as the three problems of the age are not resolved, the debasement of men through proletarianization, the moral degradation of women through hunger, and the blighting of children by keeping them in darkness, as long as in certain strata social suffocation is possible, in other words, and from an even broader perspective, as long as there are ignorance and poverty on earth, books of this kind may serve some purpose. Victor Hugo, Hauteville House, 1st of January, 1862. Part 1. Fantine. Book 1. A Good Man. Chapter 1. Monsieur Myriel. In 1815, Charles-François Bienvenu Myriel was Bishop of Digne. He was an old man of about 75. He had been Bishop of Digne since 1806. If only for the sake of being accurate in every particular, although this circumstance in no way impinges on the basic substance of what we are about to relate, it may be worth mentioning here the rumours and gossips circulating about him at the time of his arrival in the diocese. True or false, what is said about men often figures as large in their lives, and above all in the fate that befalls them, as what they do. Monsieur Myriel was the son of a councillor in the Parliament at Aix, judicial aristocracy. It was reported that his father, intending that his son should inherit his position, had married him off very young, aged 18 or 20, a fairly common practice amongst parliamentary families. This marriage, it was said, did not prevent Charles Myriel from being much talked about. He was good-looking, though rather short in stature, elegant, charming, witty. His entire early life was devoted to fashionable society and amorous intrigue. The Revolution came. Events moved fast. Decimated, driven out, hunted down, the parliamentary family scattered. During the very first days of the Revolution, Monsieur Charles Myriel emigrated to Italy. There his wife died of a chest ailment that had long afflicted her. They had no children. What then happened to Monsieur Myriel? The collapse in France of the old world, the downfall of his own family, the tragic spectacles of '93, perhaps even more terrifying for the émigrés watching from afar with magnifying horror, did these give rise in him to thoughts of renunciation and solitude? Was he in the midst of one of those distractions and attachments that filled his existence suddenly dealt one of those mysterious and terrible blows that by striking at the heart sometimes fell a man who would be left unshaken by public catastrophes that strike at his way of life and his fortune? No one could have said. All anyone knew was that when he returned from Italy he was a priest. In 1804 Monsieur Myriel was parish priest of Brignoles. He was already old and lived a very secluded life. Around the time of the coronation, some parish matter, no one quite knows what any more, took him to Paris. Among other influential individuals that he applied to on behalf of his parishioners was Cardinal Fesch. The worthy priest happened to be waiting in the antechamber one day when the Emperor had come to visit his uncle. As Napoleon was on his way out, realizing he was being observed with some curiosity by the elderly gentleman, His Majesty turned round and said abruptly, "What good fellow is this?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?